What is up, car addicts? In this video, we'll be talking about this week's Triple Money Halloween themed event week, as well as the property and vehicle discounts. This event week is for October 19th through October 25th, 2023. In regards to Halloween content, all the free mode Halloween events from last week are continuing, including the Ghost Hunt photograph event, Possessed Animals free mode, Phantom Car, UFO business battles, etc. But anyways, the current prize ride for this week is the Dinka Vindicator. This one is primarily based on the Honda NM4 motorcycle and has a normal price of about $600,000. To get it for free, you have to place top 5 in an LS CarMate Series race for only 2 days in a row, so very easy this week. In regards to performance, it's in the motorcycles class and is a pretty quick bike in regards to acceleration since it has the KERS boost function. However, in regards to overall track performance, especially its handling, it's not all that quick, having pretty average performance in the motorcycles class. Personally, I'm not all that fond of the way it looks, but I will admit it is pretty fun to launch it with that KERS boost and hold that wheelie. But anyways, continuing to the test drive vehicles for this week, we have the 8F Drafter, the Hot Ring Sabre, and the Bestia GTS as well. And none of these were removed website cars, so keep that in mind. And for current gen console users, we have the Arbiter GT as the HSW test ride vehicle for this week. Continuing to the casino podium vehicle, we have the Zaba, which is pretty wild to see in here. This one is primarily based on the Sherp ATV and has normal price of $2.4 million and a trade price of $1.8 million. In regards to performance, it's in the off-roads class and cannot be used in races. Not that you would want to use it in races anyways, because it's very slow. However, it's an amphibious vehicle, meaning that it can drive on water, and it's also pretty heavily armored, taking 14 homing missiles to blow up, which is pretty impressive. However, it sadly doesn't have any weapons, which is a real shame, but at least it has all that armor, which is nice. In terms of the dealership cars for this week, for luxury autos, we have the Cinquemila and the Komoda, and neither of these were removed website cars, so keep that in mind. Continuing to Simeons, we have the Michele GT, the Ferrari GT, the Pagani, the Felon, and the Felon GT as well. And all of these were removed website cars, so make sure to get them this week if you've been wanting them. And I find it funny how all 7 of these dealership cars are Lampadati brand cars. Pretty interesting there. Moving on to the discounts, in terms of property discounts, we unfortunately do not have any property discounts this week. However, we do have 30% off the Brickade 6x6, plus 30% off the Acid Lab equipment upgrade for it as well. Now, for those of you who don't know, you do get the Brickade 6x6 for free after completing the first dose missions from Dax as a host. However, you still have to pay for the Acid Lab equipment upgrade, so this 30% off definitely helps with that. Continuing to the vehicle discounts, we have 40% off the Michele GT from Simeons, which again was a removed website car. It's in the Sports Classics class and sadly isn't all that fast, but it does have some decent customization and is pretty fun to drive as well. Next up, we have 40% off the Ferrari GT from Simeons, also a removed website car. So this one's in the sports class and is one of the slower cars in that class, and it sadly doesn't really have any visual customization, but I still think it's a great looking and forgotten car that you don't really see anybody driving around anymore. Next up, onto the Legendary Motorsport website, we have 30% off the Cinquemila. So this one is in the sedans class and is one of the fastest cars in that class for sedan races alongside the Reinhardt. Plus it has some pretty good customization as well. I think this one is a great purchase. Next up, onto the Warstock website, we have 20% off the weaponized Kanata. So this one was recently added with the Mercenaries update about 2 months ago, and was quite a controversial addition since its missile fire rate is basically the same as the original 2013 Buzzard. It offers no countermeasures for some reason, no armor against explosions even with the 100% armor upgrade, and terrible machine guns that are actually worse than the original Buzzard. It's a real shame how terrible this thing is. Honestly, the Sparrow from Mikasaka is probably a better overall helicopter. The weaponized Kanata is honestly a joke. Continuing to free items, you'll get the blue vintage werewolf mask just for logging in this week. And if you complete a free mode business battle and successfully deliver the event cargo to your business, you will be given the teal vintage zombie mask. And both of these do have mask audio, which is pretty cool. In regards to weapon discounts, we have 30% off the Mark II weapon upgrade costs and 30% off all weapon ammo as well, which is awesome. Moving on to the gun van, we have the following weapons available this week. Next up, onto Triple Money, we have Triple Money NRP on select Community Series jobs. Continuing to Double Money, we have Double Money NRP on the Halloween themed adversary modes, including Condemned, Lost vs. Damned, Slashers, etc. Plus Double Money NRP on Alien Survivals, and Halloween death matches as well. And lastly, the best for last, we have Double Money NRP on Acid Lab sales, which is awesome, so a great way to make some passive income this week. And lastly, for the time trials, this week's normal time trial is Vinewood Hills. I highly recommend a quick bike or open wheel car for this one. For the premium race this week, we have the Sports Classics race Crossing Paths. I highly recommend the Retinue Mark II, Turismo Classic, or Cheetah Classic for this race. And if you're on current gen, I highly recommend using either the HSW Sterling GT or the HSW Turismo Classic. And lastly, for current gen console users, the HSW time trial is Sandy Shores. As always, the HSW Hakachu Drag will be the best one for these. In terms of my vehicle discount pick of the week, I'm going to have to go with the Shinko Mila. It's one of the fastest cars for sedan races, giving it some actual use if you ever come across a sedan race. Plus it has some great customization, pretty much the same exhaust note from the X821, arguably one of the best exhaust notes in the game, and a pretty decent car in general as well. Honestly, a really good buy. Anyways guys, overall this event week is pretty decent, although I do wish that there were more cars on sale, but not too bad. The biggest saving grace of this event week by far is the Acid Lab Double Money. And remember guys that next week will be the last Halloween themed event week, so make sure you get all the exclusive items, vehicles, masks, etc., all that good stuff, and also the Ghost Hunt Exposed event so that you can get delivery for the Brigham if you haven't done that yet. So make sure you get all the items that you want before this month ends, because as you know, most of the stuff will not come back until next October. So also, for those of you who don't know, there is a strong rumor out there stating that the GTA 6 trailer will drop on October 26th. I'm still very doubtful because this is like the 100,000th rumor / speculation thing. That's why I never really talk about these, but there's a lot of people on board with this date. I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there just so you guys can possibly prepare for it or expect it, even though I'm expecting nothing, but you never know with Rockstar. Anyways guys, again, hope this was helpful. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.